This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. Thanks for watching on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM, channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Coming up in this hour, we'll get to today's Major League Baseball card coming up in 15 minutes. I'm already going to call this kid must-watch TV. Mm-hmm. And bottom of the hour, hardcore NFL draft betting with Ryan Kramer, sports gambling podcast, and right here on VSiN. We'll get into tonight's playoff action in a minute. But there is some pretty big news today here in Las Vegas regarding a legendary sports book. And it has to do with the Westgate and a collaboration with Caesars Entertainment. As Caesars Entertainment tweeted out not that long ago that we officially announced a new partnership under which Caesars Sportsbook will operate the Westgate Superbook, pending Nevada Gaming Commission approval. The partnership brings together the Superbook's storied legacy and expansive footprint with Caesars Sportsbook's platform and market-leading sports betting menu, creating a next-generation sports wagering experience widely recognized as one of the largest and best sportsbooks and the viewing experiences in the world. The Westgate Superbook has long set the standard in Las Vegas for scale, atmosphere, and immersive sports viewing. The Superbook announced the partnership, and they added that fan favorite traditions like the Westgate Las Vegas Super Contest remain at the heart of it all.
Ooh, that would be my second question.
If it was going to stay?
Oh, the contest, yes.
That, and also they introduced some fun contests last year. They brought back...
John Murray did an excellent job, I thought.
For the first time in a long time, a heavily desired college football contest, which was only going to get better.
Yes.
And I certainly hope that they keep the $5,000 buy-in for their Survivor contest as well.
Yes.
They've
also added a lot of very creative ways to cash in the Super Contest as well with the minis.
Oh, yes. Yep.
A 3-week, a 6-week, a 9-week. The contest at the end.
That's right, yeah.
That's only 8 weeks as well. Good job.
Well,
but I hope everyone's okay there, too.
Yeah, I hope they obviously stay there or land on their feet, getting new gigs elsewhere. Paul, how long have we been going to that book? I mean, since it's been many different names. It was the old Las Vegas Hilton. It was then the LVH, right?
I remember Jay Cornegay from the Imperial Palace.
Sure.
One of the, get the packet for the Super Bowl props. They led the way back in the day.
Sure.
Long time ago.
And then all those guys moved over. Ed Salmons, Jeff Sherman and company moved over from the Imperial Palace on the Strip to back then, the Las Vegas Hilton. And many iterations of that since. And great viewing experience over there, too. Awesome spot. And I guess that means that we're going to lose an out as well, on top of everything else.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they do a great job with the numbers over there.
Yeah.
Tonight's NBA card. This is the number to me that just is a little bit fishy. Again, LeBron played 38 minutes in Game 1. He had 13 assists. So if you go back and look, and just like his most recent games, last 4 with 30-plus minutes. They all came without Luka and without Austin Reeves. He had 13, 12, 11, and 15 assists. Tonight, 8.5 with a little bit of juice. 9.5 or to get 10-plus is plus money. Also, his points and assists in those games were 32, 40, 37, and 45 in order. He was great in Game 1. And without those two players, doesn't he have to be like the main facilitator on the team to get everybody else involved? I'm not going to get involved with the points and the assists, nor am I going to get involved with his points. I just think he takes over as the point guard again tonight and gets the guys involved that and others will score then.
It was vintage LeBron in the first game. He's been awesome the last few games, 4 or 5 games for the Lakers. He set up Hachimura time and time again. He made Ayton look good again. Can I get that performance? That's the thing that I mean, you get 8 of 10 from Ayton, 6 of 10 from Hachimura. Kennard doesn't miss from 3 and gives you 27. And you scored 107 points. So are they going to get destroyed on the glass every game? The offensive rebounds were 21-3. But then again, in the second half, I never thought the Rockets were going to win the game. It's 21-3 in offensive rebounds, but again, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're number one in the league in offensive rebounding rate. But as we've mentioned several times this year, and I thought Barkley did an excellent job on the postgame, they don't run an offense and they don't run set plays, and it's like they don't have a strategy. So losing Van Vliet was a big blow, but then you lose Durant as well, and it's like you go back and you look at the numbers, 24% of their shots for the season occur in the last 6 seconds of the shot clock, which is all about, what are you running? What's your strategy? And it's just like caveman basketball.
Now, KD goes to the elbow and puts up a 15-footer with 3 seconds on the shot clock, and that's pretty much the offense.
Right. Or the crap that they ran with Westbrook at OKC, where I'll dribble, hot potato. I'll throw you the ball with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Go to work. Oh, thanks. You're throwing me the grenade here.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do? But it's going to look different offensively with Durant tonight, and it's up to 5.5 in some spots. I think they win, but then again, this is the bulletin board material, the us against the world. Everyone wanted to play us. No one's given us a chance. LeBron can go out, add to the legacy. Who knows if he retires, and lead the way. And I'm with you with everything LeBron-related props. I just don't know. And I also thought in the second quarter, though, they were overpassing. They were trying to make the beautiful pass, and they were turning down wide-open shots or passing on a better look to get a contested shot. There was too much of that from Los Angeles in the second quarter. But I just don't know if I can expect that kind of production again from Ayton and Kennard. I have a lot of confidence in Rui and Smart. But this is what they're up against when you lose Luka and Reeves, and you're minus 850 favorite before the series starts.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Without those two guys, and I know that you bet game one over, and I said that could go over on accident. It really had no chance of going over in that game. Without Reeves and Luka, you take them off negative defenders. Mm-hmm. It's possible the Lakers have turned into a pretty decent defensive team. The Rockets are awesome playing defense, and this is just going to be 101 to 93 the entire series.
Well, Vanderbilt's, yes, that's very
I think that might be an angle here.
Vanderbilt's a good defensive player. I don't trust him offensively. LaRavie only got 18 minutes. Smart's great defensively. Remember when he was out, it was a ton of overs. But it's also, again, it's how good is this Houston team? Remember, before the injuries, this is the team you wanted to play because they were scuffling and so bad.
Right.
And they had the chemistry issues.
So what?
It's tough moving forward. I think, assuming Durant plays, I think they're going to win tonight and even it at 1.
LeBron is minus 180 to have the most assists in the game tonight. I know Dustin Sweetelson here at VSiN, he tweeted this out earlier. He's laddering Reed Shepherd's assist props tonight. He played him all the way up over 6.5. Reed Shepherd is 55 to 1 to lead an assist in this game.
Oh, okay.
So he's
he
also
had 8. Okay. See, I'm with you though. I think this is a big Reed Shepherd game because he's a chucker.
Yeah,
Costanza would love this guy. He shot 20 times in game 1 and took 14 threes.
Yeah.
He was even money to have the most made threes in the series.
How many did he hit in that game?
He was 5 of 14.
Yeah, he's plus 250 to lead the game in threes tonight. Plus 250.
Yeah, he tied with Kennard.
Now with KD back, he's not going to get that many shots, I don't think.
Yeah.
But there's also the game leader in terms of points, and Kennard did that at a huge number in game 1.
Love this, yeah.
So is there a guy? We automatically assume that KD's going to come back.
What's Sengun?
Sengun's plus 550.
Yeah.
Like I'm not looking at KD or LeBron in this game tonight. There's no way because I don't. What if LeBron what if KD comes back and something happens again and he gets hurt and he plays 19 minutes? So is there a guy down the Kennard's 18 to 1? That's unbettable now.
Yeah, he will, yeah.
Okay. Jabari Smith is 15.
He led in rebounds. That was a surprise.
I'll get that in a second.
And the comeback, though, is Tari Eason won't shoot like that again. Tari Eason didn't miss. He gave you 16 and 10, and you still couldn't crack 100 points.
He can put together good games, but that's a huge game out of him. And Ahmad Thompson is plus 950 to lead.
What if they put him on LeBron? A lot of people were surprised by that. Make the old man work.
That was
put him on him.
Ahmad Thompson is one of the best defenders in the entire league.
Wear him out.
That's exact. If LeBron's going to play 38 minutes, make him work every single second that he's on the court.
A lot of people question that. But that also goes back to Udoka. It goes back to Boston. They ran that clogged toilet offense, end of games, and the crap. He doesn't draw anything up.
No, that's right.
He's a strong guy, defensive player. defensive-minded coach, and they look lost out there. Remember, they were horrible in close games and clutch games. So that's an indictment of Udoka here as well.
I'll bring this up. I don't like to look at the guys who are the short shots at all for like a game leader situation, but Sengun is plus 225, most rebounds. He can pop in one of these games for 16, no problem.
Can you make any case for Philly related today? Catching a bunch of points, but after how they were dismantled by Boston.
Not really.
Boy, this really shapes up as the Boston Invitational in the East. Detroit's down 1-0. The Knicks blow a game.
Knicks would give them a series.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm still, you might get the Knicks off a 7-game war, though, while they get the broom out on Philly, though.
Yeah, I don't care. Knicks are going to give them a series if they play.
Let's hang together. You're invited. We're taking over the world's largest sports book, June 13th, 1 to 5. Hang with us at Circa. That's an NBA Finals game. That is World Cup, 3 games, sweat bets, in an open bar and all-you-can-eat food. Don't miss out. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth, June 13th. Hanging all day at Circa, open bar, all you can eat. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth. Book it now. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth.
It's going to be a great day.
Yes, it is.
Going to love to hang, meet everybody coming out for it.
Maybe Soriano throws that day.
Well, he's going to go tomorrow live when we're on the air.
That's great. I know. Maybe he'll have an ERA under 1.
If it times out like that, that'd be incredible.
Yes.
You know, like when you have all this stuff going on, June is like we think about it like nothing's happening but baseball. That's wrong.
That's wrong this year.
June, there can be a lot of stuff going on.
Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, and wall-to-wall World Cup.
We're going to dive into today's Major League Baseball card coming up next. This kid is already must-watch TV, and I'll give you another starter who is due for some positive regression. That's next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, a couple of reasons why I wanted to talk about this game specifically today on the MLB card. It's not a sexy game. It's Houston playing at Cleveland, but there are some very appealing numbers and or players to look at and consider for the spot tonight. First of all, I'll give you this. Ryan Weiss, the second start in a row now, is the number one value play with the Opta AI stats at vsin.com. He's taking the mound tonight, has a high K per 9 on the year so far. Made a bunch of appearances out of the pen to start. But Opta AI is projecting 5.67 Ks out of him tonight. 4+ is around plus 118. They make 4+ minus 444. An edge per their numbers at 35.8%. That's one of the biggest edges I've seen with the Opta AI stats all year long. Now you have that, and you also have his opponent tonight, because Messick is going for the Guardians, and he was pitching live in his last start when we were on the air, and he had that no-hitter going into the ninth inning. He's down to 5-1 to win American League Rookie of the Year. On the season, 25 2/3 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs, 25 Ks, only 7 walks. The ERA is 1.05. The FIP is 2.51, so a run and a half higher, but still stellar. The guy has been absolutely excellent. And again, his delivery and where the ball's coming from, very difficult to pick up. And I hope he goes out there and has another really good start today. That American League MVP race is already here in mid to late April, turning into a really fun one. I don't have anything on the guy. I mean, he kept, in his last start, I think before that game, he was 11-1, got down to 8-1, then 5-1 before it finally settled as that game was going on.
A lot of people we know and our old friend Dave Koken love to bet against guys who flirted with the no-no and came close in the next outing.
Yeah?
There's that. The other one is his personal catcher is Hedges. He's caught all of his starts. Messick's been great. Cleveland's 8-0 when Hedges is the starting catcher. That's bizarre.
Good
8
angle.
starts, 8-0.
Good numbers.
Right? So you have that. And the other one is, even though they won yesterday, do you want Houston on the road? And I can't get behind Weiss.
Well,
No way.
no,
So I got to take Messick until they can get to him, and he's got these incredible numbers and what the ERA is and how he hides the ball, and I love the delivery and what he's doing. But, you're coming off 110 pitches.
And this is why, like, these advanced numbers now are pretty important when you look at it with Major League Baseball, either pitchers or hitters. Yordan Alvarez is off to basically the best start in all of Major League Baseball. And if he does this for the entire year, he's going to challenge Aaron Judge for the MVP if the Astros can win enough games. He blistered 3 balls yesterday, piped them with barrels, by the way. All 3 of them were barrels that the exit velocity was off the charts, but they all resulted in outs. So the guy's absolutely dialed in right now. He's absolutely crushing everything in sight. And I don't know how much longer people are going to want to pitch to him. Now, they're still scoring a bunch of runs, but I want nothing to do with this guy at this point. He's down to, on the screen, he's plus 360 already to win the MVP in the American League. That would be unbettable, obviously. But
here we go with this, too. Can you do it on a last-place team? That's the other one.
Well,
because they're awful.
I know. Do you know that
pitching's atrocious?
We were recording Pot of the Futures last night, and JBT looked it up in real time. The Angels, it was 10 years ago. The Angels won 74 games in 2016 when Mike Trout won the MVP. I don't know if that can happen again 10 years later. Even like
it's hard.
If the WAR numbers are there and just everything screams like you're the best player in baseball, I don't know if people give him the award.
I think you're right.
What
you got to overcome Judge, too.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing.
So I would also like to say that along with watching Messick tonight, or actually today, because the game's going to start in less than an hour now, I think Twins-Mets would be good television because I want to see what the crowd's going to be like.
Right. Mets win tonight. They'll end it. They lost 11 in a row. Woods-Richardson's been batting practice.
Yep.
They've lost all 4 of his starts. It will be, the Bluebirds will be out. But I think they'll turn it around here, and they start a long homestand. And they also play some easy teams or have some more winnable games. But any help here? Can we get the offense going? 19 runs during the 11-game losing streak. No one has made the playoffs with a 12-game losing streak.
Nobody ever.
No.
Okay. I think I saw that no team with an 11-game losing streak this early has ever made the playoffs.
Yeah, that I believe too. But put up or shut up time. And now you got to take advantage of this schedule. You got to look the part. The offense has been so bad, and this is just pathetic. It's going to be cold again. Only 5 teams have even finished with a winning record if you lose 12 in a row.
Okay, well, here's the good news.
87. Didn't the 87 Brewers start like 11-0?
13-0, I think.
Okay, what a weird season that was.
They didn't finish over 500?
No, they did, but they
that was the one.
They also had the losing streak.
Oh, okay, I got you. It's funny to look at a team on an 11-game winning streak and where they're at right now in their division, and they're a $1.50 favorite. In fact, the Twins took a little bit of money, but the reason why is because Nolan McLean's on the mound.
Yep.
And this kid is. Did I send the picture of some of that video of some of his pitchers over to you and Luke? The pitches. I mean, they're unhittable. The way that this guy can locate stuff.
The Ks have been great.
And every single number that he has so far, like he's throwing 97 miles an hour. He's actually been a little bit unlucky with the strand rate. The ERA 2.28, FIP 2.46, almost 11 Ks per 9. Like everything just tells you this guy is basically already. It's early, I get it, but these numbers are not fugazi, and he is going to be an elite guy in this league, and that's the kind of prospect that he was anyway. So I think you're right. I don't want to lay it. I don't want to lay $1.52 with a team struggling like this, but I think they come back and they finally win one tonight.
All right. It's also a great scheduling spot. We have Red Sox, Yankees, and Dodgers, Giants at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
I don't have any. I looked at all these numbers, and I have nothing on the games.
Really?
Do you have anything?
I can't back the Giants with this horrible offense and how the Dodgers are going to hit, and it's Yamamoto. Yamamoto looks cheap, no, right?
Well, I would say that Opta AI has Roop. One of their best plays is him over outs tonight.
Oh, wow.
Which surprised me.
I can't, yeah.
So if that happens, that tells you that the Giants are going to... The thing I would look at, because he's a good pitcher, and Yamamoto is also very good, I would look at the under for the game, or maybe like a first 5 under.
All right, but Heel has had good numbers against the Red Sox. And they start a 9-game road trip.
That's early going for Boston.
ERA under 1 against Boston.
Okay.
Going back, so he's got strong numbers.
Okay, so here's the pitcher. I'm going to bring this up again. I did in his last start. It didn't go well. But I think that Luzardo for the Phillies, he's actually due for some positive regression. Now, the funny thing about this is, with the Phillies playing at Wrigley tonight, it's Luzardo against Imanaga. They just played last week. Cubs won 11-2. Luzardo, 5 1/3, 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, only had 4 Ks. Imanaga was absolutely brilliant. He had 11 Ks. Don't sleep on Nico Horner, off to an unbelievable start. In that game, he was 3 for 5 with a homer, a stolen base, and 5 RBIs. But Luzardo on the year, 22 2/3, almost 12 Ks per 9. The ERA is hovering around 8. The FIP, though, is 2.87. The XFIP is 1.93. 42% strand rate with a BABIP of 417. Like, those numbers tell you at some point this guy's going to have to put together a really good start. Like, I'm talking 6 innings, 10 Ks, 2 hits, and no runs.
Maybe.
I don't know if it comes tonight, though.
Well, they can't hit, though.
That's a big problem.
Yeah. They've lost 10 of 12, 6 in a row. They're averaging 2.8 runs per game. Cubbies have won 6 in a row. Phillies have lost 6 in a row. Mm-hmm. And how bad this team is it's mind-boggling what's going on in Philly. So can't get there either. I wouldn't mind backing the Cubs again. There was questions, was he tipping his pitches? I think he may have been, but they think they figured that out too. So, and they spent a lot of time. Are you going against Corbin? He actually was good last time.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not going to.
All right. Because
the Angels can also, their offense has been pretty good at times, but no, I'm not. I will point this out as well. You like to look at the good history here. Jeff McNeil against Luis Castillo. A's get the Mariners tonight. Very small sample size, but a 462 average with 4 extra base hits and 2 home runs, and 2+ total bases is around plus 145 today on McNeil.
Yep.
In the game.
That's his number. Yep. Detroit, so good at home. The last place, Milwaukee Brewers, but they're 12-9.
Well, I know, and they've had injuries too.
Uh-huh. I would look at Detroit because they've been so good at home. And can the Friars keep this up? 13-2 in their last 15. The offense has been great, averaging 5 runs a game during that stretch.
I think they will. Vasquez goes tonight.
Yeah.
Now, I know that this is at Coors, so it can get away from the best of them.
This is the one thing where I don't want to see Mason Miller. I don't want to. This is the one thing that could screw up the season.
Oh boy,
he comes in and it's Coors, and there's something happens with that funky ballpark.
I'll tell you this: they absolutely better not put him in a non-safe situation.
Yes,
I'm
right.
talking Padres are up 10-2, bottom of the 9th. They're like, get out there. It's been a few days. Get some work, and he gives up 5 runs. You're like,
don't
what?
do it.
Yeah, I think the Padres win the game. I'm also very fearful of this team to win the most games in April. They're the one team right now hovering above both my bets on the Braves and the Pirates.
He hasn't allowed a run in 32 2/3. 1 inning shy of the Padres franchise record.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I went back and looked last night. He's like blowing away the numbers from Bautista in Class A.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good.
From those 2 years that they put together and never got enough steam to win the Cy Young.
During the streak, opponents are 6 for 101.
Seems pretty bad, actually.
Yes.
Ryan Kramer next, NFL betting. He's a big Giants guy. So what are they doing at 5-10?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We're really going to dive into the NFL draft. Betting props here for the next half an hour. Ryan Kramer joins the program on the Progressive Guest Line, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast. The guys crank out a ton of episodes throughout the week, and you get their Friday night edition.
Kramer!
Friday nights, there you go. Friday nights right here on VSiN. What's up, pal? How are you today?
I'm doing good. Honor is all mine to be here again. Greatest graphic that the VSiN graphics team has ever created. Mm-hmm. As a Jersey kid and someone who grew up with Seinfeld, very honored to be merged with that Kramer. Oh my goodness!
You have to be, right? Yeah.
Like the hair, strong.
Yeah, grow it out like that sometime, could you, please, for us?
Not in my adult life yet, but maybe.
Okay. So you're a big Giants guy. Now they are picking at number 5 and number 10 overall. And typical here, I've been beaten over the head with a shovel for the last 5 days about what they're going to do with the 5th pick. Mm-hmm. Every imaginable scenario has been thrown out there. The latest has been like, well, it's Sonny Styles, but now people are changing their mind on that. What do you think they actually do?
everyone says it's Sonny Styles, and then those same people are like, you know what? It's totally not going to be Sonny Styles. You know, my hunch all along, and of course we have this late steam with Jordan Tyson potentially being the guy. I mean, I like Jordan Tyson to be the first receiver. Certainly, he could go 6, 7, 8, or 9 as well. And so I think if you like him, you got to take him there. Caleb Downs has always been the guy who it's like, yeah, they're definitely looking at him. I just think now maybe they think they can get him at 10. And so to directly answer your question, I strangely think it is going to be on the offensive side of the ball. And I think it's going to be Jordan Tyson or Francis Maui Noah. Maui Noah, I'll say the same thing I said to you guys before the segment started, but no one had Harbaugh's brother taking alt out there in Chargers land. And what better way to solidify your line? I mean, look, the back stuff came out where some teams don't like the future of what his back holds. But as far as I can tell, the Giants potentially like him. I do think he's the best combo of could be a tackle, but also could start and play guard right away. And so I would say it's going to be an offensive player at 5. And then, I think at 10, it's going to be Caleb Downs.
So you don't think Tyson will be there at 10?
You know, the more that what do we learn every year? That the NFL does value premium positions, pass rushers, wide receivers, cornerbacks, offensive linemen. And so I think wide receivers get pushed up every year. We all heard about the workout now. People feel good about Jordan Tyson. I mean, certainly if you go watch the way he blew out his knee in playing for Colorado, you might feel like, hey, this doesn't look like an injury prone guy. If you watched him break his collarbone, you might say that's not related to him getting his knee blown out in that Colorado game. So, I think teams seem to be fine with the injury checklist now. And so now you're back to just pure receiver. And we've heard the entire time, this was always the guy with the highest ceiling, right? Alpha, prototypical alpha guy, could also be a move guy, a little bit more explosion and crisp route running than a Carnell Tate, and certainly has the size over a Lemon. And so, I think certainly a 290 in pocket for Tyson to be the first receiver. You can still get plus 130. I like it. And I think because all of the teams after them could potentially be looking at a receiver because it is a hard position to get your hands on. That would be ultimately my pick and probably my hope as a Giants fan. Although I'm not going to complain if they go offensive line.
Okay, so if you look at DraftKings, the 4th guy listed and taking steam is Love. This is where all hell can break loose because I was told if Tennessee passes on him, the Giants are going to trade the 5th pick because someone's going to come up and take Love at 5, and there's going to be an insane price to get up and do so.
Which would be the dream. Again, I'm always a little skeptical of the trade down talks this time of year because we hear about it every year. It seems to not happen as much as you'd like to. And even last year, no one heard about the Jags and the Browns trade situation. Yep. So again, non-quarterback trade ups, they are kind of rare. They did happen last year. I think as a Giants fan and in talking to other Giants fans, Love being on the clock when the Giants draft could cause some serious heart problems across the country. Cause I don't need to hear that, but there's been enough smoke too, where I think the team is pushing out there that they, much like the Cardinals, that they like Love so that someone would trade up to come get him. And I'm with you. That does feel Love and potentially one of the pass rushers making it to the Giants seems like the dream scenario where there then are multiple avenues to teams that might want to trade up, and it might only be a couple picks. So it could just be a scenario where they still get Tyson, but only have to drop back a couple picks, say to 7 or 9. I
want to circle back to the thought of Love to the Cardinals in a minute, but as long as we're on the whole wide receiver thing here, and under this scenario, if Tyson's going to be the 5th pick overall, what does that mean for Tate? Because if I've been, this has been said over and over and over again, but if Styles then is on the board at number 7 to Washington, it's basically a lock. They're going to take Sonny Styles. That's a Dan Quinn pick. They're taking him. Tate was 2-1 to go over 7.5. That is now flipped. He's favored to go. Like, where does he land?
So my first thought would be, it almost seems like Sonny Styles and Jordan Love are tied at the hip, where one goes to the Titans and the other potentially falls to the Commanders. As far as Tate, we've heard that maybe the Browns like him. They've had him in for a top 30 visit. We've heard maybe the Commanders, who have another Ohio State wide receiver, might like him. We've heard that the Saints, who have another Ohio State wide receiver in Chris Olave, might like him. And so it seems like his interest, it could be any of those teams. And it does seem more and more like he's not going to slide out of the top 10 because, again, that premium position, you don't have the wide receivers showing up as free agents too often. So you got to get them when you can. And I think that's why the Chiefs is an interesting trade up piece as well, because how often are they in the top 10 to potentially get a receiver? I know you hear the offensive line smoke, but it does seem like the receiver could be the competitive position that everyone's going after in that back half of the top 10.
Yeah. And I'm officially calling this love smoke third overall to the Cardinals. I'm going to refer to that as skunky. I don't buy it at all.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even buy the Titans stuff. You know, when you hear it, and especially if you've been doing this long enough, you kind of have a database of which insiders know which coaches, and everyone knows about the McShay-Dable connection. And so when I hear this, and even the McShay-Saleh connection, so when I hear him talk with certainty that if Love is there, the Titans are going to take him, to me, I wonder if he knows he was lied to, or if he knows the information is bad. But to me, Arizona, Tennessee, and frankly, the Giants, none of those teams make sense. So, you know, back to that idea of how can we fade Jeremiah Love? Maybe it's just taking the over here.
Very good.
Go against everybody right now.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so Tyson, first wide receiver. Mawanoa, first offensive lineman to go. How about if Sadiq can go to the Vikings? What price did you get, and how strong do you feel about this?
This one's 10-1. I believe 10-1 is still available. I know some places have moved Vikings to take tight end first down to plus 850. This is just purely as I started doing my mock draft. I'm not one of these mock draft savages. I do one a year. And as I've started to fill it out, I started finding it interesting to how many Sadiq's landing spots that I found not giving to Sadiq. And so when I got down to Minnesota, I know there's so many people suggesting that we're just going to, you know, slot in the hitman's replacement in the Oregon safety. But you also look at and you listen to the way that they've talked. They want to add an offensive weapon. I don't think they would mind adding a wide receiver. And certainly if they have Sadiq, I could see a coach like Kevin O'Connell thinking he might be the most athletic pass catcher in the draft. No different than people have thought about a guy like Kyle Pitts or even Colston Loveland. And so I certainly could see that fit right into the offensive scheme. And at 10-1, it's a fun price because I think Sadiq is a wild card. He certainly could slide past the Vikings too, as there aren't too many spots for him. So yeah, Sadiq to go to the Vikings at 10-1 is kind of a fun first round wild card.
Okay, let's take another team here then, where you're taking a couple of long shots with Houston, and a 13-1 at linebacker and 25-1 for them at tight end. Explain this one.
Yeah, so we know they draft at 28 and 38. So the idea that they get a tight end and it's Sadiq is probably less likely. So a little quick, comparison shopping. Sadiq to get drafted by the Texans is 28-1. Texans to take a tight end first is 25-1. That also gives you the opportunity if they trade back and pick up even more picks. And so, and then go with a second round option, which I think, while unlikely, I enjoyed the price because there have been multiple media availability sessions where Houston, whether it be front office or coach, have talked about the need to be explosive at the tight end position. The other side, linebacker, this is all about D'Amico Ryan seeing himself and Jacob Rodriguez, a guy who will be there at the 28 spot if they do decide to stick and pick. At 13-1, I certainly think defensive line conventional answer, but man, linebacker can help the run game too, and I think D'Amico Lyons respects linebackers as much as anyone.
Love it. More with Ryan Kramer coming up next. More of his best bets, and I want to get into 5.5 wide receivers in the first round and which running back's going to be the second one off the board.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue talking NFL draft. Ryan Kramer's on the Progressive Guest line. You can follow him on X at KramerCentric, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast, and they do their show live on Friday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern right here on VSiN. We were talking love in the first segment, Ryan, and I'll throw this at you from Indiana Jet on X, previous winner here at Circa Survivor. He said, even if you don't buy Love to the Cardinals, if you think Tennessee does want him, maybe they buy that hype, and the Cards are doing that on purpose. Isn't it worth pizza money to bet on Love to be drafted at number 2, 125-1 for the possibility that Tennessee trades up to get ahead of the Cardinals? You like taking bombs? What do you think of that?
That would be spicy. I've seen a couple spicy takes with teams coming up to number 2. I've also seen some receiver talk up there. If a team, throws a bomb and comes up to take the receiver of choice, you know what? The entire league, ever since we've had this kind of devaluation of the running back, they all jumped on a Zoom call. It's gotten a little bit better for them, but the entire league's in on the secret. It just feels like everyone is producing smoke to try to make Love this trade upable target. I mean, we even saw Skip over there on his show talking about how he thinks the Giants should package both of their picks to go up and get Love. No, thank you. Although at 125-1. I mean, depending where my Love position is currently, that certainly would be a nice way to cover yourself from getting destroyed. Okay.
Explain why you like Falcons' first position drafted cornerback, and it's available at 6-1, maybe even a little bit better.
I think very, very simply, Love the first position drafted markets for teams that don't draft in the first round. We know that the Falcons traded away their first round pick for James Pierce, which early returns, but not looking great at this point for the Falcons. And you look at their market, the defensive line is the chalk for that reason, but in the range that they're going to be drafting, I think it's the range where people are projecting there's going to be some decent talent at cornerback, including brother of AJ Terrell, Avion Terrell, out of Clemson. So, very interesting. Again, love the variance with these second round picks and the fact that you can get 6-1, maybe plus 650 on this. Certainly like it because it's definitely a position of need. And I think it meets the idea of what, you have a number of cornerbacks that could and will go off the board in that range. And so to me, you also have premium position, getting a good second round corner becomes very valuable from a contract perspective. So yeah, I love the idea that the Falcons go cornerback there first.
How about Eagles wide receiver, 3-1?
Well, the dirty secret's out. It turns out Diana Rasuni was right. She's very good at reporting, got right to the source. And AJ Brown's on the move. They've signed a bunch of guys. They traded for Wicks, but we can still get 3-1 on the Eagles to draft a receiver. Also matches up with premium position. Also matches up with where they're drafting in the draft in the 20s. Yeah, sure. Do I think they're more likely to take an offensive line? Yeah, the market reflects that. But would it make a lot of sense for them to swap this in? I mean, they traded a first rounder for AJ Brown way back when, which we all remember turned into Treylon Burks for the Titans. Not a very good move. So yeah, I would expect that certainly on their board when they go to pick in the 20s there, that they're going to be looking at receiver and offensive line. So I like the 3-1 value on receiver.
Same thing here with Jacksonville at a much bigger price.
Yeah, I think I know where your head's at with this one.
Okay.
This one's even stronger to me because Jacksonville has taken serious hits in the receiver game, right? Travis Hunter. All right. They that was a quick experiment. He's gone. We don't know what's going to be of Brian Thomas, if he's going to come back to his rookie form, or perhaps he could be a draft day trade. And then you have Kirk leaving town. And so, the idea, another team drafting first pick in the second round because of the trade up last year to get Travis Hunter. And, we see this kind of receiver class, right? It's not super deep all the way at the top, but it seems deep throughout the top 100 picks. And so another one where a position of needs meets some value, meets a team that we're getting a little extra variance in the second round, all adding up to a nice plus 850 for them to take a receiver first.
Let me throw this one at you. I bookmarked this after the combine, and then because the guy blew certain people away with certain things that he did with that event. And then McShay was asked a couple of weeks ago, a guy who's going to go way later than what he should, And someone then can obviously, that means that he's going to have a really good career in the NFL. And he thought about it for a minute, and he goes, it's going to be Jonah Coleman, the running back from Washington. Well, FanDuel's offering which running back is drafted second, and Price, Love's teammate at Notre Dame, is an $8 favorite. Like, I just think, like, Mike Washington is plus 750, Jonah Coleman's 25-1. I don't think it's a lock here that Price is the second running back off the board. What do you think of that?
I love it. I also don't quite understand the certainty around Price being the guy. Sure, maybe the consensus has him 20 picks higher than a Mike Washington, maybe 30 picks, maybe it's a full round. But the way the NFL works, once you get to the second round, everything's out the window. And I think specifically we see this with running backs all the time. Once a team has passed on you once, they're likely to pass on you again. And so I wonder if Price and just the running backs in general fall to deeper into the second round than we expect. Also, I think NFL teams like Mike Washington Jr., although he might have some limitations, 6'1", 220, big bodied guy. And then, as you mentioned, Jonah Coleman, now the 5'8", might scare some people off from taking him early in the second round. But again, in the scenario where the second running back slips, he has flashed elite skills including speed. And so, I think Mike Washington, Jonah Coleman, and I guess you could even maybe talk me into a Claiborne or a Johnson for a long shot here, because I don't quite understand the love of Price. I never really understand the love of these running back prospects that had a hard time getting on the field. I understand Jeremiah Love was the guy, but and for me specifically, if I had to pick one of these guys, that Mike Washington Price we were talking about, I think you said 7.5, 8-1.
Yeah,
that would be the one that I would target, because I certainly think there's some teams that like him over Price.
Okay, very good. Ryan Kramer is our guest here on the Progressive Guest Line, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast. They pump out a ton of episodes, as I said, throughout the week, and their Friday night edition is right here on VSiN at 10 o'clock Eastern time. What do you make of the wide receiver? Now, this has been all over the map with the juice, and now you can catch some plus money on under 5.5 wide receivers in the first round. Where do you think that lands?
It's the same thing as I said about the wide receivers in the top 10. It seems like if I had to bet one way, I'd rather bet that the receivers consolidate into the back half or the back end of the first round, like we typically see. Now, we understand that I think Tate and Tyson may be separating themselves a little bit as the top tier, maybe top 10 picks. Then after that, you have Lemon, seems likely to go in the teens. And then you have Casey Concepcion, who some think could be the best receiver in the class. He's certainly going to be a first rounder. And then you have guys like Denzel Boston, big bodied guy, Omar Cooper Jr., Chris Bell, all guys that could potentially sneak in there. So, I would certainly go. I do not have a position on this, but I can tell you that it's likely that, which I'm completing my mock draft as we speak. It's likely that my mock draft has 5 and I'm sorry, 6 wide receivers in the first round.
Okay. Fair enough. That was awesome, man.
So that would be my take.
Okay. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the event on Thursday night, and good luck with the bets. All right.
Same to you guys. Happy draft season.
I got you. Ryan Kramer, Sports Gambling Podcast, and they do it again Friday nights here on VSiN. He was telling us during one of the breaks too, and we don't have these now in Nevada anymore. They put the kibosh on them, but prediction markets have been just fantastic to get involved with here. With
this
these
would
props.
be the one, right?
Oh man, are you
Doesn't
kidding
it
me?
make sense?
During the draft?
Come on. Day of? If you have the information, right?
Of all things, 100%, Paul.
Yes. His tag team partner's on tomorrow, and he was excellent and had the #1 mock a couple of years ago. Sharps Invitational, a season-long NFL bankroll tournament. Poker meets football. Start with 10,000 chips. Put them to work on spreads, totals, parlays, and even props. Week 1 through the Super Bowl. Stack your chips, climb the leaderboard, compete for real money. 3 tiers, 3 champs, 3 prize pools worth playing for. Sign up today, jointhesharps.com. That's jointhesharps.com. All season long or week to week. Manage your bankroll and outsmart the field. In 3 leagues, 3 champs, 3 prize pools. Great job. Jointhesharps.com. Get there now.
Very cool event.
Yes.
Love the creativity around it.
That is.
Should be a really big deal here.
Good job.
Poker meets football. those two worlds continue to collide now on an annual basis.
Yeah, domination and Survivor too.
Yeah,
no doubt.
All right, it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. You can always get in touch on the show with the show on X. Best spot when we're live here at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. Up next, we're going to get into tonight's playoff action, and history says it probably won't go well for a couple of teams in the NBA. I'll tell you why next here on VSiN.
Give me that.